Hey guys, it's John from Album Review TV. Thank you for such a great year here in 2013 on this channel, Album Review TV. I wanted to put this video up on here just because you guys have been asking for it for so long and I've been promising it and the day has finally come. So make sure you hit the like button on this video because this is my top 25 albums of all time. And of course, next week I will be announcing the winners from the contest. This is just going to be the list. I will do in-depth reviews of all of these albums at some point, but I'll probably talk a few things a little bit about each album. But for the most part, this is just going to be a list, 25 all the way down to 1. So let's go ahead and kick it off. Number 25, Nothing Personal by All Time Low, released in 2009 and just an amazing pop punk record. Number 24 is Continuum by John Mayer. My favorite pop record probably of all time. Pop and blues, it's just a little bit of everything and it's just very emotional and down to earth. I love it. Number 23 is City of Evil by metal band Avenged Sevenfold, released back in 2005. It's just the album that really got me into harder rock and harder, even metal styled music. Number 22 is Three Cheers for Sweet Revenge by My Chemical Romance. This album just fully engaged me into My Chemical Romance and helped get me ready for their next record, The Black Parade. Number 21 is Hybrid Theory by Linkin Park. I recently did a review of that album on Beyond ARTV if you want to check that out. I have reviewed the majority of these albums already. Number 20 is Take Off Your Pants and Jacket by Blink-182. Just such a fun pop punk record. Really, it was just the album that really started my love for Blink-182, helped me get into them and find even more of their material. Number 19 is Rumors by Fleetwood Mac. I did a review of that early 2013, so if you want to check that out. I recently purchased the album on vinyl as well, got it for under 10 bucks, so I thought it was a great deal. Love that record. It's from the 70s. It's the oldest album that appears on my top 25 list. Number 18 is Move Along by the All American Rejects. It's just one that it never grows old. Even as I grow up, I still find myself relating to so many of these songs. Number 17 is All Killer No Filler by Sum 41. I have reviewed that one. As well as number 16, Dookie by Green Day. Number 15 is Get Behind Me Satan by the White Stripes. I've been listening to that album today actually. Just recently I've really been on a kick with like rock music in general from like the 2000s rock bands, and the White Stripes, Queens of the Stone Age, so influential with modern rock music, and those are two bands that I've really been listening to lately. Number 14 is Brand New Eyes, my favorite Paramore album. Paramore's Brand New Eyes has proved itself time and time again to just be a album that's full of like so much emotion and just fun in general. It's so easy to get into and just rock out with. Then on number 13 on my list we have Louder Now by Taking Back Sunday. Number 12 is 1X by 3 Days Grace. Then number 11 we have our second appearance by My Chemical Romance. It is Danger Days, The True Lives of the Fabulous Killjoys. This is the most recent album that is on the list, the newest one. It was released in the fall of 2010, so a little over 3 years ago now. I can't believe that. My Chemical Romance are no longer a band, but this album, just with each listen, at least initially, I just fell in love with it a little bit more, and I still listen to this thing regularly. Also own it on vinyl now. It's time to crack into the top 10. Are you guys ready? Let's start it off. Lullabies to Paralyze by Queens of the Stone Age. Such a dark and sinister record, and there will be a review of it on Beyond ARTV on Thursday. So make sure you subscribe to that channel because that review is going to come along with Throwback Thursdays and of course 7 on Sundays. My series are starting up again for the new year. New Year's resolution to stay on track with those this year. Number 9 is Enema of the State by Blink-182. I mentioned that Take Off Your Pants and Jacket got me into the band. Well, then I discovered this record and I just have so much fun with it. Dysentery Gary, Going Away to College, so many fun, fast pop punk tracks, and of course you've got all-time favorites like All the Small Things on here. Number 8 is Origin of Symmetry by Muse. I just have such an appreciation for Muse's music and all that they do throughout the years. I cannot wait for their new record, but this one just really proved that they were going to be around for a long time. Released in 2001, but it just really has turned into my favorite Muse record and one of my favorite albums of all time just because of the fact that it does so much with the songs that are on the record. They explore so much territory, it just feels like you're on a trip out in space. Number 7 is by Relient K. You guys probably saw this one coming, being near the top of the list, and you can probably predict some of the ones that are coming just because of the fact that if you've watched my videos, I've mentioned these records being some of my all-time favorites for quite a while now, so being on the list at number 7 is probably no surprise. Just like number 6, The Beautiful Letdown by Switchfoot, the one that started my love for that band, who I have now seen live 5 times. Counting my most recent experience in Baltimore, Maryland in December. Speaking of 5s, it's a fever you can't sweat out by Panic at the Disco. This one is just infuriating, filled with dance and orchestral music. There's so many things going on in these songs on this record. I Write Sins, Not Tragedies started it all. My love for the band, that is, back when I saw the music video for it on Fuse back in the day. Number 4 is one from the 90s. It's called Nevermind by a band you might have heard of called Nirvana. So much angst and passion on this record. Dave Grohl on the drums, Kurt Cobain. We still miss you to this day because I would be very, very interested in hearing what Nirvana would sound like in 2013, going into 2014, I guess I should say. Number 3 is The Black Parade by My Chemical Romance, their 3rd entry on this top 25 albums of all time chart. And you're probably thinking, whoa, John, why isn't My Chem your favorite band of all time? Well, I think it's kind of hard to explain, but really it's just about a collection as a whole. You know, Green Day's collection as a whole, all of their music, their live performances that I've seen, just them as a band, the way they act, that is why they are my favorite band. Not because necessarily their albums are all topping like my year-end lists and etc, etc. Number 2 is Meteora by Linkin Park. You guys probably might have seen that one coming. It's always a toss-up between Black Parade and Meteora for me. It kind of goes back and forth, but it's recently kind of, in the past year, I would say, been pretty solid in the fact that Meteora is my 2nd favorite album of all time. It's got so much to offer in terms of rap rock, new metal, hard guitars, you've got turntables, it's just in your face, loud, angry, pissed off, and it was the soundtrack to so much of my teenage years, along with my number 1 album of all time, American Idiot by Green Day. I have the vinyl, I gotta show you. This is one of my most prized possessions, my vinyl copy of Green Day's American Idiot. There's 2 discs, I love it. American Idiot by Green Day, you have no idea how much it's helped me out throughout the years. Something that I can relate to. Is just such a good rock opera. There's not a track on it that I am not just singing along with at the top of my lungs when I hear it. I listen to this album so much still to this day. It's about to turn 10 years old this year, 2014, which is absolutely insane to me and makes me feel so old, but I'll get over it. Green Day's American Idiot is my favorite album of all time. What did you guys think of my list? Keep in mind that this is all just my opinion. I don't want to see comments saying, well, why isn't this on there, and this should be on there, and there's no reason that you should not have this on your list. This is my list. I don't care if you think that there should be more older music on it. Honestly, these are my favorite albums because they're my favorite albums. There's really no other way to explain it. Anyways guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching, liking, sharing, subscribing, checking out Facebook, Twitter. Everything helps. Thank you so much, and I will see you more in 2014 with a lot of album reviews. Album Review TV, beyond the reviews.